Well, hello, this is Thomas here from IELTS Advantage with another success story. So today we've got Georgina with us, who recently got a band 8 in her IELTS exam. And she's joining us to share, to tell us a little bit about her success story and to give us a few tips. So Georgina, can you start off by just telling us a little bit about yourself, introducing yourself?
Yes, of course. Hi, Thomas. Well, my name is Georgina. I am from Argentina, but I am currently living in London. I am a doctor and a pediatrician, so I needed the IELTS exam to get my license to practice here in the UK. And well, I started the journey of the IELTS maybe 1 year ago because when I was living in Argentina last year, I decided to join a master's in clinical research in Ireland. So I took the exam, but I needed like a really low score. Like it wasn't really high score that I needed. So I got the score that I needed in that time. But then when I decided to join to work as a doctor here, they asked me for a much higher score. So I start searching for some materials where can I prepare, and I found the IELTS Advantage. So first I prepare with the free material, and I took the exam on March, like by the end of March this year. And in that moment, I got the score that I needed in reading, listening, and speaking, but I got a 6 in writing. So, and I needed at least a 7. So, well, in that moment, I decided to do something different because I didn't know what I was doing wrong in my writing. So I noticed that I needed like reliable feedback to know which were my mistakes. So as I already loved the different material offered by IELTS Advantage, I decided to join the VIP community.
And can you tell us a little bit about, if you don't mind telling us about what were those weaknesses that we identified with your writing, and how did you work on those?
Yes. Well, I completed the course first, and then I submitted my first writing for correction. And when I submitted a task 2, my main mistakes were in grammar, mostly in prepositions, some articles, some verb agreement. And so the most task achievement and coherence and cohesion were always like, I always got a 7 there, but my main problem was grammar. So that was really helpful for me because I spent like at least 2 or 3 weeks just working on my grammar mistakes, and I really improved those.
And can I ask, before you you joined us, were you aware that grammar was your weakest point, or?
No, not really. Or maybe I thought that my grammar wasn't like that great, but I didn't know where to focus. Yeah, because like the feedback was so specific that it was very helpful because they told me, okay, you have to practice prepositions, articles. So I just focused. I completed a grammar course that the course offered, and also just practicing on the internet by doing a lot of exercise. And I could really see an improvement really quickly just by correcting those mistakes.
I think that's something that will be familiar with a lot of people watching this. Those types of mistakes, prepositions, articles, those are often really common. But also, so did you think it helped a lot to be able to focus really on what exactly you needed to improve?
Yes, a lot. I also had like my biggest problem was probably with task 1 because there are like a lot of prepositions there, and when describing the changes on the graph. So I had like my main issues was there. So I really focused.
Just to check, it was so you're doing the academic exam.
Yes,
so
sorry, academic exam. Yes.
Was there any other material or anything else that really helped you to correct some of these mistakes?
Well, I just follow all the rules and all the guidelines given in the course. I completed task 2 course, and then I completed task 1, and I did all the exercises that they told us in the course. And also I found it very useful joining all the live sessions. I joined mostly the writing ones because I just focus on writing. That was my main issue. And I found it really helpful because, well, mostly for task 1, because I was able to understand the graphs and explain them like really accurately, and I learned a lot. So I think that they're really important. And also I got feedback from my peers, and it's really, really helpful.
Well, you mentioned getting feedback from your peers, but you were a very active member in the VIP community and helping, giving advice and giving feedback to other students. How do you think that also helped you to improve?
Yes, definitely. Because sometimes when I was reading other like student work, I have some doubts. So I search in the internet, maybe like the rules or review the rules. So that really helped me as well. And maybe sometimes we discuss that in a really productive way, just to learn a bit more from other points of view. So I think it's really important.
Um, and obviously, your IELTS journey, how long did it take in total, do you think, from starting out your first time you did IELTS to, getting that score that you required?
Well, I would say that when I actually started, it was in July last year, because I needed like the master's in that moment. But when I really decided that I needed a higher score and I joined the VIP course, it was like 3 months ago. So I studied really hard during these 3 months, and I decided that I was ready, following the advices that the teacher gave me, because well, I start getting the score that I need on my writing corrections. And I was a bit afraid of booking the exam, because I don't feel very good when I feel that I fail. So I don't want it to fail again. But well, I talked with some of the teachers during the mock exams, and they told me that I was ready. So I booked the exam, and I got the score.
So did you think that gave you confidence, being...
Yes. Yes, definitely. I think that this course not only gives you like the theoretical knowledge and the things that you really need to know, but also gives you a lot of confidence. Because for people like me that are very insecure about themselves, I think that is really important, because I felt really confident during the exam, because I knew exactly what I have to do. So I didn't hesitate or doubt about my work. I knew exactly what to do. I managed the time well. So when the exam ended, I felt very good, and that for me that was very important.
Obviously, for most people like yourself, the IELTS journey is not something that is very quick. It takes hard work, and it can involve multiple exams and failures, and having to pick yourself up. Have you got any tips for people who are perhaps just starting this journey? Anything that any advice you could give?
Yes, well, I think that the first and biggest advice that I have is joining this course, because I think that it was the best decision that I could ever make, because it really helped me a lot. And also because it really it's a big investment, but it's really worth the cost. So I will do it again, and I recommend it to all my friends that I know that are in the same situation. And because I think it is the quickest way, because you can realize about your mistakes just at the beginning, and just work and focus on your mistake without focusing in everything, because it's difficult to focus in everything. And as Chris and all the teachers say, you don't have to focus on anything, because there is one particular mistake that you're doing. So I think that is my biggest advice. And also when you join the course, just to follow the steps, don't skip anything, because it's all like thought that way for a reason. So I think that's really, really good. And also being an active member of the community, I think that also helps a lot, improving. And just also for me, was really good, because I felt really bad the first time that I failed. So when I joined the community and I saw that a lot of students were feeling the same as I was feeling, that I was feeling really like sad and depressed at the beginning. So just to know that there are a lot of people that are in your same situation, and just know that those people achieve their goal, and at the end it's really like motivating.
But I think some important points there. One, especially perhaps during these pandemic times, I think the sense of community with the other students and knowing you're not the only one in a similar situation can be really useful. And I think another very valuable tip, is not to skip ahead. I know, these things sometimes does take time, and as you said, it can be, it is an investment in money. But if you're thinking about the long term, and rather than booking lots and lots of exams, trying to rush many things all of the time, if you take that focused approach, this is what I need to work on, this is how much time I've got, and knowing that you're ready, that can really pay off. And can we just ask, Georgina, what are your plans now that you've finished with IELTS?
Yes, now I am trying to apply for the license to practice here in the UK. I am already living in London. I am working but in a pharmaceutical company, but my passion is to work in a hospital with with children, as I am a pediatrician. So now I can apply for the license and start searching for a job in the field that I like.
Georgina, that's been really useful, and it's been very nice to hear some really good advice. And I'll say thank you very much again, for sharing this with other students in the future. And are there any other teachers you'd like to say thanks to as well? We can let them know.
Well, I think to everyone, of course, Chris, and also, well, I received a lot of very important feedback from Jennifer, from Sandy, from Damien, who mostly corrected my essays, and all their feedback were really important for me. Sometimes I receive not the best score in some task one, and I felt really overwhelmed because I think what I am doing wrong. But I think that the last advice that I would like to say to people is don't get frustrated during the process, because of course at the beginning you won't receive the score that you need during the writing corrections, because you're there to learn from your mistakes. So that happens to me a bit at the beginning, when I received 6 or 6.5, and I was working so hard and I didn't improve at the beginning, but then of course I needed more time. It's not something that happens to one day to the other. So I continue working, and then I could really see the results, and I improved. I noticed that I not only improved for my IELTS exam, but I also feel more confident with the English language. And I think that is really important, because as I am willing to work here, it's really important to improve the language as well. So for me, it was the best experience, and I really recommend it to everyone.
Well, thank you very much, Georgina. And as I say, well, do keep in touch with us. You're still part of the community. You can always let us know if you need any help with anything, or if you think of any other advice that would help our other students.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
You're very welcome.
Hey, Chris here again. Hopefully you enjoyed that success story video. That student was part of our IELTS VIP course. And on that course, we show students exactly where they're going wrong and exactly what to do to get the score that they need. And we give them all the help and support that they need in order to get a 7, 8, or even 9 in their IELTS test. Now, we only work with a really small number of students. Because of the level of help and feedback and support that we give students, we can only work with a very small number of them. But we also have more success stories than any other online or offline course in the world, which has created a huge amount of demand for our course. So we're the only course in the world, I believe, that has a very long waiting list. If you want to join that waiting list, all you have to do is just click here, and you'll be able to add your name, add your email address, and then when one of our students becomes successful and leaves the course, the next position can be for you. Hopefully see you in there. Bye-bye.